class or workshop, just because normally we do yoga and we don't think about it for strength training, but there is so much that happens. Uh-oh, I got 5 people in the waiting room. How do I let them in? Oh, where is my waiting room? Oh boy. See, this is the problem. Even Bradley today had issues, right? Well, Waleed has saved me more time than I can count.
Hi, Elaine. Sorry, I was just on the phone with Cyrus, and I guess he's having technical difficulties because he set everything up. And so for some reason, it's kicking everybody off of Zoom, like right at the mark. So,
okay.
So I apologize. So let me start admitting people in.
Thanks, Carla. Thank you.
No problem. Sorry.
I had a moment of panic, like, oh no.
No, it has nothing to do with you. Technology is not on our side this week. I had to come on campus because at Spectrum is been working on my lines all week, and they don't notify us because I have a bunch of new neighbors moving in. So I didn't have internet on and off for this whole week. It was very annoying.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. A lot of us, I mean, we've all gone through this. It's been over a year and a half now, and so many things with technology we've learned, and we know we still need to learn, and then it goes down, and we don't know what to do. So hang in there with me. I think I've got a pretty decent connection. You know, let me know. Carla can let me know. Wave at me if you can't hear me. But as I said, make sure you have a space that you can use, at least big enough to swing your arms and kind of step back. And really, if you're at school and you're in your office space or you have a cubicle, you could even do what we're going to do today there. I did mention if you have some light weights, or I'm using, I went to my cupboard and I found canned pumpkin. I like to make pumpkin bread, so I have some canned pumpkin. So we're going to use some very, very light weights for some of our work. If you want to go for it and go heavier and you have other things you want to use, do it. Absolutely. And as I said, not everybody can do like push-ups or things like that. So you can use the wall, or you could use a bench or chair or your desk. A lot of times the counter is an easy place to do things like that. So figure out what's going to work for you. If you're a yoga person and you have some yoga blocks, wood blocks are quite heavy and they can really be challenging for us, so grab those. But what I'm excited to share with you today, that yoga can actually build muscle too and strength. And we always think about it more in terms of flexibility and calming the mind, mindfulness, that kind of thing. But there's a lot of great things you can do in a yoga session to further challenge your body. And I know Christina's done a ton of yoga. She definitely could be teaching this for us. But what I want to start with by telling you is first, safety first. So if you know your balance isn't great, have a wall nearby or a chair or something you can hold on to. Go slow in and out of motion. So never go quickly into something, you know, feel as you're doing it. And usually yoga poses are static. So we get into, say, something like Warrior One, and we just hold it. As opposed to today, we're going to go through range of motion, ROM, range of motion, and kind of make the muscle work in all different angles. So let's see. If you have wrist issues too, make sure you're on your forearms, or I made these for myself years ago when my wrists really had problems, so I could kind of keep my wrists straighter. If you're able to be on the fists so that the wrist stays straight, great, or just go on your forearms when you do your push-ups. So I could be here on my forearms doing, they call them elbow push-ups. So this should make you feel better in your body. It should be challenging physically, but that's it. No causing pain or injury, okay? So let's get started. I want to start with what's called a sun salutation, Surya Namaskar, and we're going to go slow and easy at first, and just feel as you're going. And if you're very inflexible, you're going to bend your knees a little bit, but you're going to inhale, lift your arms, and then exhale, go into what's called a forward bend. So I'm just going to start high, put my hands on my bench, And then I want to make sure my back is flat. I don't want to round, flat back. So I'm going to inhale a little bit, exhale. Maybe I could go lower. And then inhale, I'm going to go to a plank position or a beginning of a push-up. And I'll do it on the bench today here. So I'll do kind of the beginning of a push-up. And I'm just going to hold it and pull my belly button in. And then bring my feet back. Again, into my forward bend. Bend a little bit more. And inhale up. Okay? Nothing too crazy at first. Listen to your bodies and go easy. So inhale, exhale, forward bend. So maybe this time I'll go a little lower, use my blocks. Inhale, unbend a little bit. Exhale, try to bend more. So if I'm tight, my knees are bent, but the most important thing is back stays long. Inhale, head up. Exhale, back to the beginning of a push-up. And then again, inhale, I'm in my forward bend. Exhale, I'll stay there. Inhale up, exhale down. So let's keep going now, and we're gonna kind of add some things to it as we work. So inhale, exhale, forward bend, being careful, paying attention to what I feel. Inhale, unbend, exhale, try to go more. Inhale, head up, feet up, hands on, whatever you're gonna use. Exhale, feet back. And this time, let's stay here in this plank position and go to what's called a windmill. And I'm just gonna hold it. Anybody who's been in back therapy, you've done a lot of these planks and side planks or windmill. So now I'm gonna go back to the other side and just hold it for a few breaths. And back. Feet here, back to my forward bend. Try to go a little lower, and then inhale up. So we've added our windmill in. So again, inhale, exhale, forward bend. Inhale, unbend a little, exhale, bend more. Inhale, head up, feet back. Exhale, just hold this. Pull that tummy in, stretch through your heels to get your legs straight. Over to windmill. Again, I could be on my forearm here. Windmill. Hold for a couple of breaths. Back to plank or the beginning of a push-up. And then over to windmill on the other side. Back to plank. And feet in. We're in our forward bend. Inhale, unbend a little. Exhale, get a little bit more stretch here. Flat back. Inhale up. Are we good with that? Any questions so far? Are we good today? I don't see anything in the chat.
Nope, everything looks good. We got a thumbs up.
So we're gonna start adding some more to it. And in exercise is basically pushing, pulling, or some kind of leg squat work, right? Those are kind of the three major categories. Unfortunately, in yoga, we can't really pull much. That's a little difficult to do. But we're gonna add more of the pushing and leg work as we keep going through the sun salutation. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, unbend a little. Exhale, try to bend more. Inhale, head up, hands on whatever you're using. Back to plank. So we went into our windmill before. Let's add a push-up first, or what we call chaturanga in yoga, which is where we lower down just above the floor and then back up. Windmill. Hold it. If you really want to go for it, do another chaturanga and back up. Windmill. And back. And then back to our forward bend. Unbend, bend more. Inhale up. All right, now we're getting serious. All right, let's go again. Inhale, exhale, forward bend. unbend, bend more. Doesn't matter how low you go here, it matters that you keep that back flat. Inhale, head up, exhale, feet back. Now, again, chaturanga, hold, push up, windmill, back. Those of you who want another chaturanga, hold it, push up, windmill, hold, and now add something a little different. Bring one knee to one elbow, and back. Other knee to other elbow, and back. And then forward bend, unbend, bend more. And now let's start adding legs. So squat and bring your arms up. This is a pose called the Utkatasana or powerful pose. And I'm a horrible example of this. If you can see Christina, she's much better. I'm really leaning forward because I'm tight through my hips here. Ideally, I'm more upright, as if I'm on the wall doing it would be better. So I'm here. Shoulders away from your ears, and we're in a squat. Inhale up, back to what's called mountain pose. So in mountain pose, we're trying to be as tall as possible and push the floor away at the same time. So I'm not just standing and relaxing, I'm working a lot of the skeletal muscles. Trying to keep my tummy pulled in, getting a little tougher during the pandemic, working on it. But everybody, pull that tummy in, keep the back nice and flat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, unbend a little. Exhale, bend more. Inhale, hands wherever you're gonna go. This time I'll go on the floor in my plank. If you want to do the chaturanga, back up, and then over to windmill here. Now, if you want to make windmill harder, stack one foot on top of the other. You don't have to do that. And if windmill's impossible for you to do, put your bottom knee down and just stay here. Other side, again, if you want a chaturanga, do it. Windmill, stack if you want. And back. Feet come under you. We're in our forward bend. Unbend a little, try to bend more. And then come up into your body weight squat. And in my squat, as I look down, my knees are in line with my second toe. So my knees aren't going out. Everything's nice and straight. My feet are straight. Now, try to go a little lower. You can bring your hands down if you need to. And then inhale up, exhale, arms down. So we're modifying the sun salutation, which a lot of us kind of did a version in elementary school, right? Our coaches called it burpees. It really was done thousands and thousands of years ago as Surya Namaskar sun salutation. So let's go. Inhale, arms up, exhale, forward bend. Feel that nice flat back. Unbend a little, bend more. Inhale, head up, feet back. Chaturanga, hold. Push back up to plank. Over to windmill. Back to plank. Chaturanga, hold. Plank. Windmill. Back to plank, hold. Now feet come under you. And I'm gonna put a block between my knees just to add my adductors. Those are the muscles that help keep our legs in line as we walk. They pull our legs in. So I'm squeezing the block in and I'm in my powerful pose or my body weight squat. Now let's come up out of it a little bit. Back down past where I just was. Hold, squeeze the legs. Come out of it a little bit, not all the way straight. Back down again. Squeeze. And one more time, out of it a tad. And lower. And inhale up. Gotta get rid of that. So I'm back into my Tadasana at the beginning of my sun salutation. So normally in a yoga class, it's static. We go to a position, we hold it right there. We're gonna move in and out of them today just to hit those different angles. So inhale, exhale, unbend a little, bend more. Inhale, head up, hands to the floor, feet back. Chaturanga, hold it, back up, windmill. Vashisthasana, for those of you who do a lot of yoga. If you want to make it harder, try to reach under yourself or grab your foot. Extend it forward or up. Back to plank. Chaturanga, back up. Over to windmill on this side. Same thing, you could reach under, that works the obliques, or grab the top foot, extend it, or up, whatever's gonna work for you. Back to plank. Feet come under you. Forward bend. Unbend, bend more. If you want to grab something, even a towel between your knees to squeeze. And Utkatasana, powerful pose. Go down a little bit lower. As if there's a chair right here you're going to sit in. Come back out of it, not all the way straight. And back down again. Out of it slowly. Back down again. And out of it slowly. Remove your block. So let's take a breather for a moment from our sun salutations. Let me dry my face. I'm sweating already. And grab whatever you're going to use. It could be a water bottle or 2 water bottles. As I told you, I've got pumpkin here for pumpkin bread. And let's go back to powerful pose using our cans or weights or whatever you've got in your hand. So I'm going to squat, knees in line with second toes, nice straight. If I have any issues with my knees, modify, don't go so low. You could use the wall. If you want to make it really hard, do one leg. So squat, and then bring the arms up. And you can see my arms are really forward. So I'm trying to pull my shoulder blades back and down as I do this, and back up again, back and down, and again, back and down. And I'm going to hold it, go a little lower, back up, go a little lower, back up, and one more, a little lower, back up. Now stay there, and let's bring our arms back down, and we're gonna bring them out to the side with our palms facing the floor, our thumbs facing forward, and again, up. And every time you hit top of range, so if this is a water bottle, I don't wanna pour it out. That's internally rotating, I don't wanna do that. I wanna hold it here, but I wanna squeeze my shoulder blades together. And again, back up, squeeze your shoulder blades together. If you're like me, I've spent so much time looking at this computer, my upper back is killing me most days from being rounded forward. So pull those shoulders back and down. Down again. And back up, straight ahead. And as we're staying here, this is isometric. We're staying in one angle. Pull those shoulders back and down and inhale up. So standing in Tadasana, bring both arms up, and you're going to drop one hand back and look at it, while the other hand is pointing forward or facing forward. And up, other way, and up, other way, and up. Second side, second time, and up, here. So again, shoulder blades squeeze together, and up, and here, shoulder blades squeeze together, and up. Let your arms rest for a moment. So hopefully you felt that in the deltoids, this upper kind of cap. There's 3 muscles here that lift our arms. Hopefully you felt it there. The third one, the front one, works mostly this. The middle one is mostly the side. And the posterior deltoid helps us pull our arms back and up. And that's the easiest one to use to squeeze our shoulder blades together. So again, we've all spent a year, year and a half on the computer like this. So we're trying to pull those shoulder blades back and down and work on this upper back posture. Oh, I just lost my thought. Okay, so now let's go back to our Utkatasana, except we're gonna have our feet apart, hips distance, okay? And we're gonna do a pose called awkward pose. It's very similar to what we were doing, but feet are hips distance apart. And I'm gonna squat, bring my arms up, and my feet are apart, but I still want to imagine my block is in between my knees, maybe widthwise, and I'm squeezing in. So engage those muscles that help us grip a little. Arms are up. And now we're going to bring our arms up and back and down, up and back. Squeeze your shoulder blades and down. Go a little lower, up and back and down. Up and back, squeeze my shoulder blades, as if you're gonna grab something or squeeze something that's on your spine. Down, we'll do 2 more. Up and back, squeeze. Down, up and back, squeeze. And down. So now, if you wanna keep your weights, keep them. If not, arms are straight out. We're gonna come up. Lift your heels as high as you can get them to go. And squat down again. You can see why this is called awkward pose. So we're trying to balance on our 4 feet, keeping our heels up as high as possible. Squeeze the knees inward and inhale up and down, rest. Down. So awkward pose. So squat, heels come up, okay? So again, grab those weights or whatever. Feet are hips width, squat. And let's just go up and down in a small range in our awkward pose. Now come all the way up, lift the heels up and down. Balance, 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 balance. This is one thing we lose as we age if we don't work on our balance. So if you need to have the wall next to you, do it. And let's do those same exercises we started with. But try to balance on your 4 feet. So I'm doing 3 straight ahead, 3 to the side, and 3 back and up. And again, I'm squeezing, pull my shoulders together while I'm trying to keep my heels up. So we had straight ahead, to the side, and up and back. Come on up and rest. Okay. So we hit our shoulders a little bit. We hit our chest a little bit. We need to do a little more legs. So in our sun salutation, we'll get rid of the windmill right now, but we're gonna add in a pose called Warrior One. Warrior One is essentially a lunge with your hips facing the way your front foot is and your arms are up. It's kind of Utkatasana, with the leg back. So let's go, sun salutation. Inhale, arms up, look up, stretch up. Exhale, forward bend. Unbend, bend more. Inhale, head up, bend your knees. Feet back to the beginning of a push-up. And let's go ahead and chaturanga, hold it. Put your knees down, and if it's okay for your back, do a cobra or an up dog. Up dog means my knees are off the ground, it's only my hands and feet on the floor. Cobra means my legs are on the floor, and I'm doing a back bend. Let's go back to chaturanga. Push through to downward dog. So really, our sun salutations are what we just did. Plank, chaturanga, up dog, chaturanga, downward dog. And now, bring your right leg up and swing it through. We're in a lunge. So if you need a chair nearby, you can have it for balance. I'm in a lunge with my knee over my ankle and my knee facing the same way as my second toe. And I could be higher up if I need to be, or if I want to really go after it, much lower, and then bring my arms up. So typical warrior one in a yoga class, it's a static exercise. I'm holding only this position. We're going to make it more dynamic by moving a little bit. So go down a little bit, up a little bit, down a little bit, up all the way, get the front leg almost straight. Down a little bit, up a little bit, down a little bit, all the way up. You could bring your hands down if you want, but think about being tall. Down a little bit, up a little bit, down a little bit, all the way up. Let's go back to plank. Chaturanga, up dog or cobra or not, if it bothers your back. Chaturanga, push through to downward dog. So my hips are my highest point here. And let's get our second leg up. Swing it through. Again, in a lunge. If you need a chair, have it handy. Otherwise, at first, knee over ankle, knee in line with toe, arms up. I've got my back heel up right now. Those of you who do a lot of yoga know normally warrior one, that heel is down. But for right now, while we're doing these lunges, we'll keep it up. Let's go down a little, up a little, down a little, up to straight. Down a little, up a little, down a little, up to straight. Down a little, up a little, down, up to straight. Let's do another one. Down a little, up a little, down a little, up to straight. And back to plank. Chaturanga, up dog or whatever. Chaturanga, push through to downward dog. Head up, bend your knees, bring your feet back under you. Inhale, unbend. Exhale, bend more. Inhale up. We still good, Carla? No more? No comments, no questions?
No, everything's good.
Okay, either everybody's okay, and I'm gonna assume that, or
yeah.
you think I'm a crazy woman locked in my room and doing these.
No, you're doing good, Elaine. Thank you.
Thanks, Carla. So we're gonna do one more of those, and those kind of lunges, down, up, down. A gentleman by the name of Paul Check came up with it, or that's where I first learned them in a book from him. So you go down, so your back knee almost touches the floor, up a little, down, all the way up, if you can. If it's too much, maybe you have to stay much, much higher. So just do a little bit, down, up, down, all the way up, okay? Figure out what's right for you. You know your body better than anyone. So if you're starting to feel like, oh, too challenging or painful, or I've got knee issues. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see, I've had 9 knee surgeries on this knee. So you got to be careful and listen to your body. So let's go again. Sun salutation with our down, up, down lunges in warrior one. So hands together. This is called namaste pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Unbend a little, and then as you try to bend more, don't compromise the back, but you're actually trying to flip the pelvis a little bit. Inhale, head up. Exhale, feet back. Chaturanga, up dog. Chaturanga, downward dog. Bring one leg forward. Let's put our back heel down just for a little bit for warrior one. Try to go lower. And now bring that heel up and go down, up, down, all the way up. Down, up, down, all the way up. And again, down, up, down, all the way. That's 3, we've got 2 more. Down, up, down, all the way up. My cat is right below the computer. It's looking at me like I'm crazy. Down, up, down, all the way. And back to plank. Chaturanga, up dog, chaturanga, downward dog. Second side, bring that leg up and then through. Put the back heel down. Try to hold it down. Warrior one. My hips are trying to face forward. I can grab my wrist on the leg side that's back and try to pull myself forward. And now I'll adjust, back heel up. And let's go down, up, down, all the way up. That's 1. Down, up, down, all the way. Down, up, down, all the way. I interlace my hands on top. You want to do that to help balance. Sometimes that helps some of us. Down, up, down, all the way. I think we have 1 more. Down, up, down, all the way. And step forward, feet back. Let's do 1 more. Plank to chaturanga, to up dog. And go back to downward dog. Inhale, head up. Exhale, feet through. Unbend. Bend more. Inhale up. Good. So let's do a pose called Warrior 2, which is very similar to Warrior 1, except we're turned sideways. And grab your weights or water bottle, whatever you're using. And let's start with your left foot forward, facing straight ahead, knee in line with second toe, right foot back. So the distance of your feet is relative to your height. So when I put my hands up and out, some part of my hands or wrists are over my feet. So make sure that this distance is correct for you. So once I'm here, like in Warrior 1, it's a lunge. So back foot is trying to stay down on the floor. And I'm here in Warrior 2. You look off the front hand. You're looking off the front hand. My palm can face the floor or thumb up, whatever you're comfortable with, it's fine. But as I reach in opposite directions, squeeze the shoulder blades together. So lower the arms, bring them back up, squeeze. Lower, back up, squeeze. Lower, back up, shoulder blades together. Now go a little lower with your leg, come up a little. Go even lower with your leg, come up a little. Lower, back up. Can we combine it? Lower, lower the arms, back up to about a right angle with the front knee. Lower, back up. And one more time, lower, back up. Good, come on up. I don't know if you guys feel it, but I feel it. Let's do the second side. So my right foot is turned away from me, and my left foot's turned in. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. And as I bend the knee, make sure it's in line with the foot. You're supposed to look off that front hand. I want to look back at you guys in the camera, but I should be looking off my front hand. And again, my thumbs can be up. That actually helps me to keep my shoulders down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And let's just stay here at first. So let's try to go a little bit lower. And now, arms down, arms up, squeeze the shoulder blades. Arms down, arms up, squeeze. Arms down, arms up, squeeze. Now let's stay here. Go lower, come up a little. Go lower, come up a little. Go lower, come up a little, and let's combine them. Lower, lower the arms. Come up a tad, bring the arms back up. Lower the arms, bring them back up. Lower the legs and arms, back up. Good. I hope you guys feel this. Let's do a little range of motion for our shoulders. Again, most of us have spent so much time in front of our computers this past year. So what we're going to do is roll or bring our shoulders as high up as we can. And then squeeze them together behind you. And then as if somebody's pulling your hands down, they go down. And then crisscross them up in front of you. As if somebody's still pulling. And then up, back, down, crisscross on the other way. Up, so I'm trying to concave my chest. As high as my shoulder blades go, back and down. One more. Up, back and down. So now we have to do it the other way. Other arm on top. And there. So now we'll reverse it. And you should really feel these, that all of those muscles that support the shoulders are working. So we're going to go up. And as if my shoulders are going to touch my ears, then bring them forward, as if somebody's pulling my arms down, up, and bring the other arm across the top and down. And again, let's go one more each side, and down, and up, and down. And hopefully you feel those. Another thing, just a quick neck stretch we're going to do, just again, because all of that lifting of the shoulders, you can really feel it in your upper traps. So what I'd like you to do is hold your hands behind your back or hold your elbows behind your back. Either one is absolutely fine. I'll try to hold my elbows, that's harder for me. And I'm going to pull my shoulders flat back and down, keeping my nose facing forward. I'm just going to try to drop my ear towards my shoulder, and the side I'm leaning away from, so it's my left here, is trying to stay down and back. So I can hold on here or reach down here, but I'm trying to go that way. And then go to the other side, same thing. My face is facing forward, and I'm going over to one side, and the shoulder I'm stretching away from is back and down. And then let's go back to center, and you're going to turn your face to one side as far as you can, and the other shoulder's going back and down. And then the other way. So a lot of us, as our shoulders start to get tired, we get tight up here, or just from all of our work at the desk, We get tight back here. Last two stretches. This time I'm gonna look down towards my armpit and I'm gonna very gently, just with the weight of my hand, help my head go forward and down. And I'm trying to keep the shoulder back. So very gentle. It's just a nice, easy stretch for these scalenes. And then the other way, keep that arm back. So I'll look over as if I'm trying to smell my armpit, but very gently, just the weight of my hand is enough to add a stretch. Good. We need to do some core work. So have a seat on your mats. Make sure that there's nothing behind you that you're going to fall on, but have a seat on your mat. And notice when you sit, we've got two bones in our buttocks that go straight down. So if I sit up straight, I'm on the points of those two bones. And that's where we should be. If I let my low back round out towards behind me, then I'm on the back edges of those bones. So try to stay on the ends of those bones. Hold on to your thighs and lean back. So holding on, pretty easy. Keep your chest lifted. Try to just be on that teeny tiny back edge of your sit bones and stay here. Come back up. Now, if you're somebody and you felt that in your low back right away, you're going to stay a little higher and keep holding on the whole time with your hands on your legs. The rest of us are going to extend our arms here and lean back. So my feet are on the floor still right now. My chest is lifted and I'm leaning back. I'm going to come back up, take a breather. Again, if you feel these in your back, come out of them. Next one, lean back, bring one leg up. So I'm trying to get this leg straight. Again, if you guys could see Christina from math, she would be like perfect because she's so strong and flexible. It's awesome. But we just do the best we can with what we've got. Put that leg down and let's do the other leg. Everybody's different and everybody needs to work at the level that's appropriate for them. And down, come back up. And rest. Again, other folks may be holding on the whole time. That is absolutely fine. So let's lean back and lift both feet off the ground. Try to extend them up. Nice and straight. Maybe you're just going to hold on here the whole time. Uh-oh, I don't see myself on the screen. You guys stay, stay, stay. I'm hoping I'm still here with you.
You're still on, Elaine.
Yeah, I am okay. Thank heavens.
No, you're good.
All right, you guys are still in your boat pose. This is called boat pose. Okay, rest. All right, so we're going to do it again, but we're going to add a little twist to it. Again, these are static, so we're not moving. We're just holding the muscle at one place. But now you pick legs up or down or just off the floor. And you're going to rotate to one side and then back to center. And then rotate to the other side and back to center. I could do it holding on. Rotate to center. Rotate and back. One more time to one side, center, other side, center. Come on up and rest. Grab your weight or a yoga block, whatever you have. And you're going to hold it out in front of you. This is not for people who need to hang on. If you need to hang on to the legs. So lean back, legs up, and off to one side. I call this driving the boat. So you're here, you turn to the other side, and my legs are going off to one side a little bit. I shouldn't let them do that. Come back. I'm trying to stay squared, so maybe I won't go quite so far. Center, other side, and back. One more time. This side, first side, and back. Other side, and back. Rest. Woo. Okay. Rest, rest, rest. So a lot of our yoga classes, if you work through the range of motion as you're going in and out of poses, you can get the strength work. Or you can focus on it as part of the class and really work on going up and down, up and down. Let's do one more core exercise. I love this one. I call it dying bugs. And basically, it's great for our brains too, because we're working our arms and legs, our opposite arms and legs at different times. So if you haven't ever done it, don't do it yet. Just watch me for a second, okay? So I'm gonna turn sideways as I lie on my back, and then I'm gonna bring my arms and legs in the air. And I'll lower one limb at a time. And the whole time, my low back stays frozen. It never arches more than it was at the beginning of the movement. So here's the beginning of the movement. So then I do twos. 2 arms, 2 legs, both on the left side. I do opposites. This is where people start getting confused. Other opposites. And when I lower both legs, I'm very careful because it could really arch my back and I don't want that back up. Then I'm going to do sets of 3, both legs, one arm, both legs, other arm. And then I'm on 4s where I hold all 4. So join me now, get on your backs, and we're going to go through it slowly so we're all working together. So notice with your arms and legs in the air what your low back feels like and engage those muscles a little bit. Tighten. Lower your right arm by your right ear and back up to its starting position. Left arm down and back up. Right leg down and back up. And left leg down and back up. So now we're doing 2 of everything. So let's go, both arms go down and up. Right arm, right leg, down and up. Left arm, left leg, down and up. Now let's do opposites. Right hand, left leg, down and up. Right leg, left hand, down and up. Now we've got to do both legs, and I don't go very far. That takes a lot of strength. I've got to hold my back still and back up. Now I'm on 3s, both arms, one leg, and up. Both arms, other leg, keep those abs engaged, back up. Both legs, one arm, and up. Both legs, other arm, and up. And now we've got all 4. Just a little bit is enough, but keep pulling your stomach in towards your spine. Keep pulling the belly button in and back up. Give yourselves a hug, pull your knees into your chest. And then keep one knee at your chest and stretch the other leg straight. You can hold on behind your thigh or in front of your shin. Either one is fine. Another side. And one more time, both legs. Roll over. Let's do one more downward dogs to stretch out our back of our lower legs and our arms. So it's kind of like a push-up position, and then your hips just go up and back. And really make an effort. You can go one leg at a time, stretch that heel to the floor. Or the other one. And then come up slowly. If you have a wall handy, put your hand on the wall with your thumb up and just turn away from it. Stretch the front of your chest. And then on that same arm, put your elbow up and push your armpit into the wall. That's a good tricep stretch. We used our triceps a lot in the pushing. And then do the other side, hand, thumb up, turn away. And again, push your elbow or armpit towards the wall. Get a nice stretch through the back of the leg, back of the arm. Good. And usually at the end of a yoga class, we all say namaste to each other. So I'm going to say namaste to all of you, which is just a sign of respect to all of you. And I love having all of you here. What a real treat to have people here. I see Star. I haven't seen Star in ages, and Waleed, and so many of you I've known for years. I have to tell you, I'm starting my 32nd year at SMC.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Elaine.
Thank you. And if you have any questions or you want to ask something, I see everybody likes dying bugs. It's terrific. And all of the leg work, it's just so good for us. I like what Carla said. Yeah, it's challenging, but it's great for the body and soul. And you know, you can see this is kind of my workout room. You can't see, I normally have a rower in here and I have a spin bike. And if I had to pick only one exercise I could do, I would do yoga, because it makes me feel better in my body. It makes me stronger. It helps me when I have injuries, just having better range of motion and strength. So I really love it. And I encourage you to take classes at the college. It's lots of fun, and we have a lot of laughs in there too. There's a few different people who are in here. I see Jeremy's taking yoga with Karen Kuhner. But if you haven't had a chance, namaste, Dagmar, please do. And again, I miss seeing all of you, and I look forward to year number 32 with each and every one of you. All right, take good care and stay safe.
Thank you, Elaine. I really appreciate you always coming through for CPDC and hosting these. So we truly appreciate your time.
My pleasure, Carla. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Have a good day, everyone. We'll see you at the next session. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Elaine, again. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elaine.
Bye, everyone.
All right, guys. So I'm going to be ending the session in about 10 seconds, just because the other session will be starting shortly.
All right. Thanks again. Bye-bye.